about customers, right? So I said it again, customers, not brand partners. So what? All right. So take it away, guys.
Well, if you could do me a favor, either Josh or Ken, can you make us co-host too? Because right now we're not the co-host. So if you can, we should be able to have several co-hosts. So if you could do that, otherwise I share seats. But again, we're
Yeah.
super fired up. We're back home, believe it or not. I mean, we've been traveling too. It's so funny.
Yeah.
I do know, Josh, in a couple of weeks we're gonna be nice and toasty in the Bahamas, so that's gonna be very cool. So no matter what happens between now and then, I don't know how warm it's gonna get in St. Louis, but I guarantee it's gonna be nice and warm in the Bahamas. So go ahead.
Do we have any? Okay, so we're
Yeah.
co-hosts. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it's actually wonderful to be here, all united as a bigger team, and we're excited to see the amazing things that will come out of this. I just wanted to say, so excited about Bahamas that is coming up because the number of people that qualified for that, I mean,
Yeah,
it's
we'll show
just
that
going
in
to
a
be
minute.
one big party. So if you did not make it, we've got some good news because you can still qualify for Hawaii.
Yep.
So I don't know if we have a slide on that, but we are,
Yes.
we're really excited about the growth that we're seeing, the excitement that's happening with all the new incentives that have come along. But not only that, also the promotions that Ken Burke has put out, and a lot of people have taken advantage of that. And so we see people ranking, and the ranks happen because people are duplicating a system that is already so simple and yet so doable that anybody can do this. We all start on the same playing field. Nobody has an edge over anybody else. And if we just take the steps that we have been told to take by the leaders who put the system together, we will go up the ranks. So Greg and I will be doing some recognition. We'll also be doing some promotions of different meetings and events that are coming up. And then we're going to hand it over for some exciting leadership and training by Josh Holdaway. So
Yep. And so the main thing with this too, also keep in mind as your team is ranking up and hitting new ranks, you want to make sure we recognize them on this as a team as well. Most of you guys are doing that, but we want to make sure that people, because they always talk about, babies cry for it, grown men die for it. Recognition, right? We want to make sure we recognize everybody and make sure this is a team. The whole Facebook page blows up with all the recognition, so we want to do that. So we're gonna kick this off real quick. So one of the biggest parts to recognition is, once again, we want to explain some of the different ranks and some of the different benefits of some of the different ranks, which is kind of cool. But the very first thing that the slide that we have as far as for LifeWave ranking, this is LifeWave obviously put these things together specifically because they are ranking people, but celebrating you. That's what we want to do. We want to celebrate all the people that are part of the team. We'll make sure that they understand that we're part of, obviously, This Is It team. And then we have our team underneath that team, which is great. So we're all working together as a community because, again, it's real hard to get hundreds of thousands of people together, right? So it's great when you get our own type community working together, and we want to start celebrating that. So again, if you want to talk about the one-star manager real quick.
yeah, so one-star manager, so pretty simple. It starts with you. You make a decision. You make a decision to get started, and then we're gonna work with you. We're gonna give you the support that you need to help you get a person started on a left team and a person started on a right team. We build two strong teams, and in order to be a one-star manager, you can do that within 48 hours. Some people have done it within 2 hours, but in order to rank at a one-star manager, you're going to need a one on your right, one on your left, but both will have to be at the 300-point mark, which is simple if you just put them in at advanced or above, and both have to be on a 2-sleeve subscription. And for those that are brand new, there is this launch bonus that the company is giving now. It's $25 per week for 9 weeks.
But that includes the first week, so it's 8 full weeks plus a partial week if you can make it that first week.
And you will get that over and above the other commission payouts that you earn. So one-star manager, pretty simple. We all know more than 2 people, right? So we do have some one-star managers to recognize.
So go ahead.
So recognition, new one-star managers. I don't know who is on the call, but we want to recognize Dawn Hirama, who is under Denise Velez and Angela Cuefuentes or Leon out in the south of Florida. So congratulations to you. Johnny Prinsloo out of South Africa, part of Graham and Anna's team. Danielle and Bob McDonald, personally sponsored to us here in Florida. Sherry Archer, who is sponsored by, I believe, Chuck, could be Jessica Veal, I believe, and then Deepu Sudhakaran, who is sponsored by Chuck. In Chuck's team,
Diane,
Chuck
yeah.
Williams, Chuck and Diane Williams, Edita Verteur, Ken Burke's team, and is that under Jamie Martinez? Under
It's
Jamie
mine. Yeah.
Martinez as well.
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
yeah.
So
Good. Well, congratulations to all of you. Great job. And for those of you who've not yet hit this rank, pretty easy. We want to help you get there.
yeah, but especially by next week. So next thing is a 2-star manager. We talk about out of the gate in 48, which is basically one left, one right, and then left and right by Monday night. So our whole goal is to help you become 2-star managers by next Monday. So what we want to do is we want to get you manager by Monday. And out of this, now what happens, you get now that bonus goes up to $50 per week. So helping your new people do that. Now this is for only new people. Obviously, if they're part of the new process or part of the new compensation plan, so they get to take advantage. So your brand new people that can start earning these bonuses. So we got several 2-star managers also. So I'm going to talk about these. Yep.
Okay, I hope I know whose team they are.
Well, the last two are Ken's. So
New 2-star. Okay, good. So new 2-star managers. Greg explained how to get there. So Jacqueline Moran, also Denise Velez and Angela Marielba, part of the Florida South team, and nice Spanish-speaking growing team down there. Then Don Peters and Randy Derriga, yay, and they are part of Ken and Diana Burke's team, our personal uplines. So congratulations to you all.
yep, awesome. And then we now have 3-star managers also. So actually, who's underneath Annette Arsenault, actually Dinah Allison, she is awesome. And Ken, who's this guy in here? Ken, who's this young guy in here? Spencer?
Yeah, Spencer Burke, my awesome son. So proud of him for hitting
Yes.
3-star manager. And
Woo-hoo!
so congratulations, Spencer.
Thanks.
And then Sylvia, if I say Eves, that's his mother-in-law, his wife's mother. So both hit 3-star manager. And so really proud of them and the work we're doing. And Spencer, we've been working together, kind of tap rooting, and it's been awesome to see that come together.
That's
Wow.
awesome. Congratulations, everyone, especially Spencer. We know you're awesome, so we're so excited for your new 3-star manager. So congratulations on that. And then, of course, what happens when you go past 3-star manager is you also become a 1-star director. So Sheila Shepard, she actually just hit 1-star director, and she also gets a $500 bonus. So those they got the different breakthrough bonuses they have. So obviously, as a 1-star director, that's the goal for everybody here. We're going to be talking about that over the next several weeks, how to hit director and get that going so you can take advantage of that. So congratulations, Sheila. We're super excited for you, obviously hitting the 1-star director. I don't know if we had any others, and that's it. So one thing we also wanted to do is, once again, you might have seen this if you're on the training on Saturday. If you can read that, the patches are working, because these are all the names, and these are just each individual one person's name, not including the spouse, the significant other that's on there. So if you can find your name on there, then you're going on the cruise. So that's one thing they talked about, is that we've got now what,
5 weeks.
No, 600-700 people that are going to be on the cruise.
Oh,
if I'm
yes,
correct.
yeah.
Yeah, so it's going to be a ton of people that are going to be on the cruise. So again, absolutely amazing. And of course, the next thing is we want to do is we've got some things for Hawaii qualifiers, and we want to put your face here. So we know that Chuck and Diane Williams have actually qualified for this. We recognized them several weeks ago. They just blew through it, which is amazing. But we also got some other people that have actually ranked we have not recognized yet. So you want to talk about this couple?
Yes, so Dennis and Delora O'Brien right here in Sarasota, Florida. They in fact qualified, they qualified for Bahamas, and I think they ranked number 2 in points.
The world.
They 300 and some odd points. They have already qualified to go to Hawaii with us. Mm-hmm. And so we're so proud. That is team David and Amy Lipton, who is under Bella, who is personally sponsored by us, Isabella Kulikov. Mm-hmm. So congratulations, Dennis and Delora. And in fact, that's also Ricardo and Heather's team. So congratulations to you guys.
Awesome. And then I don't know if anybody wants to talk about this person here. Who's this guy? Josh?
This is the most handsome man in Houston. That's what who goes by. Here's the good thing: if you're joining the cruise here, there is a doctor on board. We've got a few of the doctors coming, so really excited. This is under Chuck and Diane's team. Dr. Rick Barrett is awesome. He's got such a great heart, but he is sharing this, and it's fun. There'll be I think the second or third vacation we've gone on with Dr. Rick Barrett, so he's a good dude.
Yep. And then next we got another doctor.
Again, here we go. Doctors all over the place. Dr. Amy Wicks, she won't miss a contest. She's like, yes, contest, I'm going, sign me up. I think she buys airfare as soon as they announce contests. So she's a rock star.
And we got a couple more.
Cheryl Manning, again, this is another one that just, you don't hear a lot from her, but she just comes out of the woodwork and shares her heart and shares this thing, blows this thing up, and it's incredible to see her at these things as well.
Yep. And another one here.
Mike and Cheryl Zink. I met her for tea a couple of years ago, and she's like, I don't know, come talk to my mom. Now we go on vacations around the world with Mike and Sherry. And yeah, and you can't mess with these people. 75 hard, right?
Yeah, absolutely. He just completed that. She's almost completing it, which is absolutely amazing. And so same thing. They're going to be with us on the cruise because they made the decision when Lifeway doubled the points, like 2 weeks left in the thing. They said, we're going to crush it. And they did. They blew right through the thing. And so they're going to be with us on the cruise as well. I couldn't find their name on there, but they're on that name with the cruises. So who's next is the question. So if you've got anybody else that is qualified, yeah, once again, you want to let us know so we can recognize you next week. And so one thing we want to do is highlight a couple other really quick things, and then we're going to hand it off to Josh, is that the Unstoppable Convention. This is something that, again, I think all of us need to promote more than ever before. So they made a decision that tonight at midnight, it was supposed to be, the special pricing was supposed to end. They extended it one more day, not a week, but one more day. So Tuesday night, now they actually have the special pricing that they have specifically. Now you can secure your seat or secure the hotel, the seat specifically for $99 for one person, $149 if you say I'm gonna have a room for four, $249. Just put your deposit down. I can't talk enough about this. The reason that we've had success, the reason that Josh has success, we can all state, and maybe you guys want to say something on this, including Mena, how important this is. Because what you want to do is you want to scan that QR code and you want to basically book yours like now. I mean, we're actually shooting a video for Steve and Gina because we want to make sure people understand how important these events are. Now, this is in August. I tell people all the time, as soon as they announce it and open up, we booked ours. We're probably number 3, 4, or 5 that booked it because we understand how important these events are, because once you have a ticket you promote it to everybody else. So, Mena, do you want to talk about this for a second?
So I just wanted to say this, everything starts with the decision. And I've heard from one of our downline that they went to the last Orlando event. They didn't have the money at the time that they made a decision to go. But they made that decision. When they made the decision, the money showed up. So, sometimes you have to take a step in faith, knowing that this is what you have to do. I mean, I keep saying, if you make a decision to go to college or university, you're not just going to treat it like it's a hobby. You're going to go there because you want to win. The same with this. So if you are here, which I know all of you that are on this meeting are here because you want to win at this. So when these events are announced, the first thing we do straight away, we book our tickets. We've done it. We don't think about it because now we can go out and we can, with integrity and authenticity, promote this to the people around us. You can't promote something that you're not doing yourself. The other thing is, Steve and Gina Merritt, these events have just gotten better, event from event.
Yes.
What we have noticed in our business, and I know the leaders on here have noticed that as well, that your business grows from event to event. Mm-hmm. When we made a decision, the first event was announced, we went to it. At that event, we made a major decision. Yep. We made a decision that we were going to be all in, and that's outside of this last event that we came out of, because we made that decision 2 years ago. Mm-hmm. We were going to be all in and put the other things that were distractions aside. When we made that decision and we kept going, we ranked, within a few weeks, we ranked 2 ranks up. Mm-hmm. And the following year, we ranked the highest rank in the comp plan as it was then. So I know without a doubt that if you are serious and you get there, but not only get there on your own, take people with you, because it's about duplication. You do not want to be the messenger. You want everybody to hear the message for themselves and to pick it up while they're in the seat there. We're going to have David Schmidt, Meredith Burkich, Stephen Gina Merritt, all this is a team leaders, plus Geraldo comes, Janine comes, and the training is off the charts. They're booking out the largest Marriott in all of the world. Mm-hmm. And they're wanting 10,000 people there. Yep. Can you imagine what happens? What number are you going to bring with you? That's what you need to decide. Mm-hmm. What number are you taking with you? And if you're still on the fence about going, speak to the leaders, let them know what your concerns are. If it's a money thing, we can work through that. If it's a changing some things out so you can be there, we can work through it. Believe you me, if this is important to you, you will find a way and you will not regret it.
Yeah, and I'd say in the chat, if you've already got your tickets, put booked. Just type in booked in there. And if you haven't got your tickets, just say I'm going, right? So especially if you say I'm going, and I'd recommend taking advantage of this discount, because as of midnight tomorrow night, you're not going to be able to put just a small deposit down. They're going to basically require more than that. So I'd recommend put the small deposit down. You can pay more later, but put in the chat, booked, and say I'm going, right? So that's, or I'm going to book, whatever. So the part to this that you want to do is you want to understand this. So Ken, you mind sharing just for a minute on this, because this is extremely important. We don't want to take a lot of time, but I want you guys to hear from some different perspectives of other leaders. Ken's business has exploded because of these events. So Ken, would you mind sharing for a minute also?
I'd say our paycheck is the size it is directly related to these events.
Yep.
Period. Danny McDaniels, when he came to Stephen Gina Merritt's event, the first one, that flourished. You, Mena, you just mentioned you came to that first event, bam, right? It is the smartest way to build this business. And prosperity doesn't start in your bank. It starts in your mind with a heart and a belief. Just like Mena said, the person who came didn't have the money, but guess what? Guess what they have now? And here's the deal. You've got 200 days from today to not just get yourself there, get the discount before tomorrow night, but you have the ability to begin reverse engineer week by week, get one person a week. Well, divide 7 into 200 days, where that number is, I don't know, it's 28. I don't know what it is, but, there you have the ability to focus on winning each week, because when you get there, you don't want to be there and think, I wish I would have gotten this person here with me. Their life will have changed. And you need to seat yourself 200 days there and feeling like I didn't leave anybody out. I emptied the tank. I got everybody that deserved to see what now I'm seeing. I understand now why the leaders say you've got to be here, why none of the leaders who are at where they're at, they don't come. So yeah, it's going to be spectacular and we're excited. And I'm looking forward to partnering with Josh and you guys and us creating a competitive event by which we're going to be quantifying on a week by week basis, who's coming and how many people are we bringing with us? How many lives are we going to change? Yeah.
And then the last thing is, Josh, you might chime in real quick, because we'd love to hear from you. You bring a ton of people to these events. Obviously you're not planning on bringing a few this time, but we're bringing a ton.
Yeah, no, it is fun. I mean, the people that we hang out with, everybody on this call and so many other people, it's a blast. I'll tell you, the hardest thing about these conferences is at like 8 o'clock in the morning when we're trying to find seats for everybody. But it's actually cool because there's so much camaraderie around it. It's like, hey, I've got row 6, 7, and 8, and we're holding these things. We put sweaters down on all these events because they love doing that thing for each other. We go out to dinners. We have so much fun. But this is a team that will never break apart. You get people to conferences like this, you've got them for forever. They're friends for life. And they're going to build businesses is way bigger than just a patch right now, guys. So encourage your people, but don't just tell them about a conference. They won't just go ahead and book it. You've got to explain what it did for you when you went to this thing. And by the way, if you're on here and you haven't got it yet, it's going to be next to impossible to get somebody else on your team to go if you're not going yourself. So you got to make sure you book your own ticket.
Yeah, absolutely. It's trying to share with somebody the patch and you're not wearing the patch yourself. So what's the patch on for you? Well, it's like doesn't work, right? But you can just explain what it is. Why do we go to the event? Let me tell you why, right? So it's pretty awesome. So thank you guys for sharing that. One last thing we're going to share, and then we're going to hand it off.
We need testimony.
Oh, that's right. I'm glad you mentioned that. So that's because we had a little bit different format. So that's what
teamwork makes the dream work.
Absolutely. So the last thing we want to mention to you guys, so if you guys know anyone in Southeast Florida, think about Fort Lauderdale, Miami, we're going to be doing a meeting in Hollywood next Tuesday. The reason we're doing this is that actually Brendan Duplessis is actually here here in the United States. He came in for the conference, for the All-In conference, and he's actually extended his trip several weeks, and we're going to be doing a meeting. He's actually finally meeting some of the people that are on his team down in Miami, Fort Lauderdale, down in West Palm, everything else. So we're telling people, if you know anybody in those areas, let us know, talk to them, scan this QR code. We actually are not giving out we got the location already, but we're not just going to throw it out there to people because it is limited seating. So we had a room for about 60 people. So we really want to pack it out, and we want to make sure that someone says, I'm going to be there. So you can RSVP there, and then we will send you the very specific details of the event and of exactly where it's at. But it's going to be 7 p.m., 7 to 8, and then we're going to be doing a leadership training after that as well. It's going to be very brief. It's not going to be like in-depth, but basically for the people who say, I want to get started, stick around. We're going to tell you how to get started and what to do today. So in 48 hours, we can help you guys get 2 people in.
And grateful to Denise and Angela for organizing this,
Yes.
and very, very great, excited to support them, our Spanish speaking team.
Yep, and we'll be bilingual.
We're going to be following shortly with Spanish, so we're learning. But so grateful to you guys, and excited to be there. So invite everybody, if you know people that are down in that area, please let them know, because everybody needs to know about this.
Yeah, please let us know about that. So once again, scan that. Also, Brendan, thank you for putting this together. Also, the QR code was great. So having to go to a form, so we can RSVP. So thank you for that. So Mena, you want to talk about?
So we're going to open up for maybe 2 or 3 testimonies or wins. Somebody, you've seen some movement in your business. You've seen some exciting things happen. And then also for somebody who has had a testimony, whether it's, your physical well-being, alternatively financial. We've heard, since the new comp plan, this enhanced compensation plan has come to the fore, we've heard from some people that, my goodness, their check has gone through the roof. So we want to keep it brief, because, we want to allow as many people to share. So if you want to stick your hand up, and we can take you in order depending on who's first. So hands up.
If not, I'm going to pick on some people.
We know that there are some people on here who have some good wisdom to share.
Great testimonies too. Okay, I'm going to pick on people. I can't stand silence. So Louis, do you mind just taking 2 minutes sharing what you shared today on our meeting as far as what this patch has done for you, you big stud in the Hulk shirt? So Louis, if you wouldn't mind sharing with us, just if you want to mute yourself real quick, that would be great. I can see you.
Can you hear me?
There he is. Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I said it earlier, but I messed up on the, I don't know, I guess I said the age wrong, but yes, I'm going to be 69 March 1st. My hair started turning black, and it was all gray. So that was exciting. I was bleeding from my gums because I got a bridge across here, and that's been going on for years, and I always had bad breath, and that's from the blood, but it doesn't bleed anymore. So I run that little string across it. I'm great. I lost all my skin tags that were on this chest here, real small ones. I had them on the corners of my eyes. The one on this side fell off. This one is dark black, and it's real crusty, ready to fall off. Um, I noticed when I was taking a shower the other day, my scar on my leg, it's really huge. One's about 6 inches, the other one's about 4. The one on the inside of the calf is almost completely gone. And I had to keep looking at it. I thought I was dreaming, but yeah, it's coming out, it's going away. The outside one is starting to clear. So that's a good sign for me too. And my energy level is the best thing I love about the patch, because even the neighborhood can't believe the energy in me. And I feel like I'm in my early 40s. I really do. And if the patch wouldn't have took care of all the things that it did already for me, and I'm going on a little over 3 months. I think I'm going on my 4th month on my patch since October 2nd. But I will never give up this patch. I mean, I'm going to stay on this patch until I die, because my energy level is just, I won't even drink coffee. My wife's Italian. I won't even drink no more espressos. My energy is just unbelievable. And then, like I said, the neighbors freak out. I'm out there shoveling their driveways, and I do everybody's because I can't run out of energy. Come home, I still feel good. So I'm telling you, you got to get on the patch. That's all I can say, so get on the patch.
Awesome.
Great job.
Fantastic. Thank you for that. Awesome. Thank you for sharing that, Louis. Chuck Williams, yeah, please share. Please unmute yourself and share either financial, physical,
Yeah, mine
mental,
is more
all
of a
kinds of.
business testimony. We had
Great.
a house full at our all-in virtual conference, and Providence and Becky got serious at that conference, and they booked a whole meeting, signed up a really sharp gal last week. Jerry and Mary Hart were at that all-in virtual. They got excited. They've booked their first home meeting. So home meetings are so powerful. We're definitely going to use them a lot more going forward. And then Dr. Tapu, who you recognized earlier as a brand one star, he's enrolled 2 MDs.
Wow.
And I just met the third one today. I just met with his assistant today. And his wife just found out about the Hawaii trip. So he's going to get serious if he likes it or not. So very excited about Dr. Tapu. So good things are happening. We're very excited.
That's
That's
fantastic.
awesome.
That's awesome. Thank you, Chuck, for sharing. Yeah, that's what happens. You get people together, especially at like an all event. That's what you did. You said, hey, I'm going to do a virtual one, get a bunch of people together. And now they say, hey, okay, we're going to have some meetings. So that is fantastic. Thank you, Chuck, for sharing that. So we have time for one more.
Hey,
Who else wants
Greg.
to share? Yes.
I
Hey,
couldn't figure out how to raise my hand
there you go. Just do this.
electronically, but I did that. Yeah. Um, hey, I just wanted, mine's more of a business standpoint too. I just wanted to encourage everyone to call everybody you know. I left my corporate job 4 years ago. Still have a lot of people there that I worked with that I haven't called. I talked to a guy maybe 2 years ago, right when we got started in this. Didn't even talk to him about the patch though. Called him today. And I started telling him about it, and he's like, "Don't even tell me. Don't even tell me. It's X39, right?" And at first I was kind of like, I was kind of, it was weird because I was excited that he knew about it, but I was kind of like, "Oh my gosh, he's already in." Well, I talked to him for an hour, and he's not in yet. Someone gave him 4 patches, and lo and behold, I mean, after talking to him, we find out he's actually going to be signing up on our team under Sandra, like not
Wow.
under someone on Sandra's team. And so you never know, right? And he was kind of wish-washy, and his wife isn't sure yet. So I just edified the heck out of that, out of the product, and because I didn't before I even knew that he was under us, I was like, you got to get on it. You got to get on it. If you sign whoever you're signing up with. And he was like, well, can I join your team? Can I come to your meetings? I'm like, well, it depends where your upline is, and then it turns out he'll be on our line. So you never know. So just call everybody and see where they're at.
That's awesome.
That's
Fantastic.
great.
And by the way, congratulations again. First of all, birthday, happy birthday. And then also finishing 75 hard. That's not easy, as you know. As Mike put on the thing, he posted less than 2% of the people actually accomplished that. So way to go, Mike. Cheryl's almost right behind you. She's going to be finishing very soon too. So
Yep.
congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
That's awesome. Fantastic. Well, awesome. Well, great. Well, one thing we love to do is we love sharing leadership tips, all the different stuff that's going on. So we're going to hand it off to Josh Holdaway right now. He's got some amazing things he's going to be talking about today. So Josh, take it away.
All right. Thank you so much. Can you guys let me make sure you guys can see this screen here?
Yep, absolutely.
Boom.
Love that.
All right.
That's
You can
awesome.
see my Pop-Tarts. All right. So yeah, you guys, I have fun, right? So I don't know if you guys have had people say to you, is that FDA approved? Show them this. Pop-Tarts, pop and colored cereal is FDA approved. So just have some fun with it, guys. Don't have to fight with people. Let's have some fun with it. All right. So we're going to talk for a couple minutes about customers, right? And then we're going to talk a little bit about some of the leadership stuff here. So get a notepad and get ready. So we had an opportunity to see some stuff that Danny and Diane McDaniel shared for probably about an hour. So you're going to get the tip of the iceberg on this. But in the very near future, we're going to share a little bit about this. So they've got experience from other companies on what they were able to accomplish. So we're not saying, hey, we're going to reinvent the wheel by any means. But what we're kind of talking about is, hey, we don't want to shy away from somebody who maybe wants to be a customer as well, because that could build a base. So here's some of the numbers that they put out, the 30 and 3. And it says, generally speaking, 30 customers, if they just brought in customers, would produce 10 brand partners who then would produce 3 business builders. So what they're talking about is, instead of just saying, hey, everybody's got to come in a brand partner regardless, you can bring somebody in as a customer if that's what they want to do and that's what they choose to do because they don't want to build a business. And then as you're talking to them, as they're getting their results and they said, hey, I'm seeing some great results, I want to start to share this. Well, then they can convert to a brand partner. What's great about how this newer compensation plan works is when they convert to a brand partner, that their start date is that day, right? So that's go time right there. So they can come in as a customer, turn into a brand partner, and then obviously then that can create business builders after that. So the process, they call it the PCBM, prospect, customers, brand partner, and manager. So it says here, some people have to go through the process. However, skip the customer step whenever someone is ready to engage as a brand partner. Both ways are quite neutral if you allow it to be. So it's not saying, hey, let's just start a world where we're starting everybody as customers, because they may be somebody who's going to just say, I see this as well. I have so many people that I want to share this with. And if people say, my mom could use this, I have a friend can use this, that's not a customer, right? That's somebody who needs to get in there as a brand partner. And if they're on the fence between, do I do customer or brand partner, let them know about, step 2, step 3 on the compensation plan, so they can understand, here's what go date is. So if you want to make sure you're hitting go date, then I would come with a brand partner now if you're getting ready to go with us right away. So more to come on the training on that. On what that's going to look like here in the weeks to come. But here's some other ideas that we can share with people. And I love these couple slides here, and I saved them to my phone, and I'm going to use them every day of the flipping week. So if somebody says, I'd like more information, right? We always send the same website. We send the same thing. This is at info.com. What else can we send them? I know I would be extremely impressed if I got this in the text, not just the website, but also the stem cell innovation of the year, and I can read this. This adds a ton of credibility on what this situation is, right? I can also send them a couple different videos. I love sending a picture of my wife and I when we started, when we started in St. Louis, came here 16 years ago, comparison to today. They're like, holy moly. I'm like, yeah, you age backwards. Come on. But whatever works for you. But I would encourage you, don't just send them the link, send them some of the stuff that means something to you as well. Now, what if they say, how do I get started? Check this out. This one blew my mind, and hopefully it does for you as well. So you can explain to them all the different things, or look at this. There's 3 ways to get started here. Number 1 is a retail customer, and explain it to them, right? As a retail customer, you can, and I love how Greg and Mena say this, you can pay retail if you want. Nobody ever comes into retail and pay $149. Or we offer retail versus preferred customers. Says 97% of people that wear the patch for 90 days see and or feel noticeable results. And then this gives, and you got to do this for a 90-day minimum. So that is a preferred, or a retail versus a preferred customer. And then obviously a preferred customer there, 1 sleeve, 30-day supply is $99.95. That's it in a nutshell on a customer and what that looks like. And we can also tell what Danny explained one time was, hey, we have nobody going to Amazon for us, because I tell them that don't buy this wholesale, get it through me, and I can get you special wholesale pricing. Right. So they're not going to go to Amazon. They're going to go through you to get wholesale pricing. But then option 3 here, obviously, is the brand partner. Join the team. You get wholesale pricing, share with other people that you love, build part of a team, 9 ways to earn money. Now, the next question. So they're like, okay, do I want to do a customer or a brand partner? They want to know what they needed to get going. Check this out. Brand partner approaches. So this is something that you can either text them. I'm going to do it all the time. So how do I want to do this? Do I want to come in? Which package do I want to come? If we just send them the sign-up sheet, they're going to say, okay, core, advanced plus. I have no idea. Extra sleeves, what does that actually mean? But if we give them this approach and save that to your phone and send that to them, this makes a lot of sense, right? So a little extra, loves the product, pays for my products, may refer some other people. I may want a little extra. Affiliate minded, so shares with a few people, loves the company, loves the culture, wants to earn another $200 to $800 per month. Or are you business minded, right? You want to earn flexible income, desire to be part of a big, build a big team, and a whole lot of people sharing a little bit of product and really build a business. When they understand where their mindset is, then they can really make a better decision on, do I come in core, advanced plus, or premium? So I would encourage you to save those. We can send that. I don't know if you guys have copies of those. We can put those in the chat. I'm going to do that. I'm going to send those to people that want to sign up, because it's for me, it's difficult to explain that to everybody, but a picture, Greg says this all the time, a picture's worth 1,000 words. That means a lot, right? So I would encourage you to start sending that out as often as you can. And then here's the other thing, and I'm going to tell you, I've been in the company since April 1st of 2023. I did not know this, but you can go on your back office, and then you can go in and create an order. Right. And when you create an order, let's say somebody just wants X39 and they want you to send a link, or they want X39 and Aeon, or they want whatever, you can create an order, which then gives you a website. When you copy that, paste that, it sends it right to them, fills their order, and then you send that to them. And then that fills that specific order and goes right to your website. So I'd encourage you, play around with that, create some of those in your back office so they're very easy to send out. It blew my mind. I've seen that button a million times on there. I just passed by all the time. And he explained it for 2 seconds and I got it. So hopefully that made some sense to you guys. And again, we'll get in that a little bit more in the coming weeks. Okay, I'm going to transition here for just a little bit to this next section on some leadership here. So number one here, why a proven system matters. Guys, we just got back from Vegas, and I know some of the people on the team were with us as well. You know, my wife and I were blessed to be one of the people that came up at the beginning and to introduce some of the conference. And the question they asked me, they said, if you're taking notes, what are some of the big takeaways that you can expect? And it came to fruition. I said, you're not going to get 300 different ways to build a business out of the 30 different presenters that you're going to see. You're going to see one way, which is the This Is It system. And sure enough, that's what came to fruition, right? So why a proven system matters. Success leaves clues. Follow what works, right? This business rewards duplication, not invention or reinvention. I remember when Greg and I had a conversation on July 1st on 2023, when I said, all right, my brain cells are working now. I want to do this business. How do I do it? I literally had this with me, this and a pen. I'm like, all right, how do I do this business? And he said, go to thisisitteam.com. I'm like, oh, all right, that makes sense. So why did he do that? Because it's a proven system. It's duplicatable. Proven systems shorten the learning curve, right? Less confusion, a lot more action. Duplication creates stability. So guys, there's so much instability when everybody's doing their own thing, right? It's I heard a comedian one time talking about somebody, and they were making fun of her teeth, and they said her teeth looked like what was it, I don't know. Anyway, it's a funny joke, and I'll come back to it later because it's hilarious. Oh, nope, never mind. I lost it again. Anyway, consistency beats creativity early. Again, that is me. I am somebody that needs to be creative and say, how can I do this presentation better? How can we do this? But it's not about that, right? It's about doing it every day and being consistent with it every time. Trust the process before tweaking it. You notice that it says before. We can tweak things, right? It's our own businesses. We can add a couple different pictures. We can do this. We can have our own team call like we're doing, right? We can do some, but trust the process before we go rogue and do something on our own. All right, personal development is essential. So you grow before your business grows. Here's the biggest thing. The leadership expands with self-growth, right? We have to look at ourselves. The person that we want to lead first is ourselves. Mindset drives momentum. Belief fuels action, guys. It does. Doubt slows duplication. So if you doubt the process, if you doubt the technology, the leaders, that's going to flow onto your team, and it's going to flow, and it's going to slow down the momentum of your business. Daily habits shape results. I can tell you, for me, when I first started this, I looked at my calendar all the time. Like, how full can I make my calendar to make sure that I'm doing what I need to do to make sure this business works? And today I've got a system for myself. Most people have never seen it and don't see what it is, but I've got a little drop-down box. And when I talk to one person, it drops down and hits one. I've probed one person. When I hit two, it's two people. So daily habits produce these results. Leadership starts internally. I just covered that, right? So before you can lead a team, you've got to lead yourself. You've got to set the example. Are you showing up to the Saturday Zooms and not just sending out and saying, hey, there's a Saturday Zoom? Are you showing up to these Monday calls, and are you participating? Are you being involved? Are you getting the tickets early to the convention in Orlando? And then growth builds confidence. I love this. Progress builds belief. It absolutely builds belief, and it's not the opposite, right? You don't just believe and then all of a sudden you see progress. You see progress because you've got these daily habits going. That is going to build your confidence. All right, becoming relatable builds trust. Guys, pay attention to this one. This is so important. People join people. They also leave people. I've heard it a million times. Obviously, you guys know I run a big retail organization, but people don't leave companies; they leave people, right? We've heard that a million times. But people join people in the same manner, right? So, are you somebody that they want to join because of your approach and who you are and what you're doing and how you approach in different people? Authenticity beats perfection. I don't know about you, but I've had a lot of people on our team, including myself, that said, I've got to get this script down perfectly before I can share it with a soul, right? And I've got to make sure that my presentation is great before I stop letting Greg and Mena do all my presentations for me, right? They're like, hey, Josh, can you at least get your feet off the desk and help out and do a slide here and there, right? But authenticity is just saying, guys, hey, this is my first couple times doing this. I don't know exactly, but hey, I'm going to run through because this is super simple. That's authentic. Stories connect better than facts. If I came up to you and we're just chit chatting and I'm like, hey, have you seen this patch on my hand? Have you heard of X39? No, what is it? And then I bust out this piece of paper that's got 100 facts about how X39 works and how it affects the body. I don't know if that's super impressive to you, but if I tell you my story on what it's done to my knee and my shoulder and my eyes, that I'm not wearing readers anymore, and my gums and so many other things, those stories matter. And then I share stories of Sandra, who said, I don't know if I want to do this business when I was over Sherry's house. And then we convinced her to come in at their base level. And then she started blowing up. And now she's a freaking rock star, right? Vulnerability builds credibility. Be honest with people. You don't have to be perfect. You can be vulnerable. And when you have a brand partner calls you up and say, hey, I was talking to these people and they said XYZ, or they didn't believe this could work. Don't just say, hey, don't worry about them, move on. Be vulnerable and say, I deal with that same thing all the time. These are the conversations that I tend to have with people when they do that. But I'm growing with you. I'm doing the same thing. Be vulnerable with your team. And then trust opens doors, right? So again, it's all about honesty. Just you don't have to push this down everybody's throat right away, right? Just be trustworthy, and that's going to open some other doors. Maybe it's not today, maybe it's not next month, but it's going to eventually come back to you. Understanding prospecting. I love this one. So prospecting is starting a conversation. Think of that, right? So if I'm talking to a new neighbor that walks in and that lives here on my street and we're having a conversation, what do you do for a living? This. What do you do? Well, have you heard of the X39 stem cell activation technology? And as go into it, right? That's one approach, right? And maybe I'll get them because they've got an issue that deals with. But if I'm just building a relationship with this person, and we're talking for an hour before that even comes up, that credibility goes up a lot higher because I'm thinking about that person before I'm thinking about, hey, I need to get this person in my business. Or maybe I don't even bring it up, but I've built a relationship with this person by starting a conversation, and then we can continue that here in the near future. No pressure, just curiosity, right? Same thing. So it's just we don't have to shove it down people's throat. Just build some curiosity when they see how excited you are about it. Let them be curious about it. It's okay. And sorting is healthier than convincing. I don't know about you guys, but when I first started doing this, I was getting mad if somebody said no, right? And then I had all these bullet points to go against their objection, this and this. But then I realized how much easier. There's how many 300 and 500 million people in the United States, right? I probably got that number way off. But with that, if somebody's really being negative and they want nothing to do with this, do we really want to spend all this time convincing them? Or can we sort and just say, hey, this person said, hey, I don't know if this is right for me right now. And maybe I'll drip on them some different things here over the next couple of weeks or a couple of months. But then I'm not going to just go after them and try to convince them to get into this. Same thing. If somebody just, no, I don't want anything to do with this business. Don't try to convince them why. Just sort them into different categories. Consistency beats intensity rather. Gosh, that one was hard for me, right? Because I try to be intense with everybody. This is what we got to do. We got to run into this, but we don't have to be intense. We're not built to run 240 miles per hour, 24 hours per day, right? We're not built that way. And that's why we run contest to contest, event to event, because we can sprint at short terms but it's consistency that beats intensity. And every conversation builds skills. So one of the things that I love to do is reinvent my conversations that I'm having with people over time, right? So it becomes second nature. So I'd encourage you to do the same thing. Write it down on paper, your phone, whatever that is. When I talk to somebody on the street, in an elevator, wherever, on the phone, here's kind of what I'm seeing. It becomes second nature. But as you talk more and more and more to people and get out of the blocks, you're going to build skills. You're going to build all kinds of different skills with that. So just have conversations. The power of edification. I think Greg and Mena have really done a wonderful job teaching me the power of edification over the past couple years in a major way. So check these things out. Borrow belief through leadership, right? Maybe you don't have it at first. Maybe you're pretty new, but look at the belief that the leaders have. It is off the chain. So it's okay for me that I'm kind of new, and I'm saying, guys, you've got to. This is what I know so far. This is what's doing for me. But you've got to talk to Greg and Mena. You've got to talk to Ken. These guys have amazing results, a huge team, and they are powerful people. And I've heard so many great things about what they've accomplished and how many people they've helped. I got to get you in contact with these guys, right? Speak highly about the system. When somebody's just like, okay, I want to do this, I don't know how. Hey, guess what? I've got some awesome news for you. You don't have to think about this. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. Not only is this the best product and the best company in the world, but this is also the best system out there. This is a turnkey system. So this is wonderful. Speak highly of the system that we're part of. And credibility before information, right? So again, speak credibility about the technology, about the company, right? That's why we talked about sending out that one pager that talks about the awards that we've won. Talk about the growth of the company. Have you heard of LifeWave? Here's the patches. But have you heard of LifeWave? Did you know it's a 21-year-old company, but it went from $20 million to almost $1 billion in 5 years? That's talking credibility before the information, right? Third-party validation matters, as we just talked about with, your upline. I still do it to this day, right? 2 days ago, I text Greg about a guy out in Tampa. I'm like, and he's an awesome guy. Could I go do the Zoom with him and tear it up? Heck yeah. But I know that Greg and Mena can do the same thing out there, and I trust them to the world and back. And same thing with Ken. Edification builds confidence all around. Right, not just with you and edifying the people in your upline, but also that builds confidence the other way around. Right, so think if somebody that you brought in is edifying you and saying, hey, Mike Zink, I got this guy that I want you to talk to. His name's Chuck here. This is what he's done. This all of a sudden, Chuck is feeling okay. I'm feeling edified here. This feels great. So it's all around. So that person that's looking at the business, you and Chuck, everybody's feeling edified. So that builds confidence all around with everybody. Last couple here, why depth creates stability. Deep teams last longer. We talk about 20-20, 20 left, 20 right. I will tell you straight on here, if your goal is just to go 20 left, 20 right as fast as you can, and you're laser focused on just that, you are going to build a team of a house of cards if you're not careful with it. And what I mean by that is if you just throw people in there and just hope for the best, you may get lucky and some people may stick with it and build a business. But if you bring people in there and then you are helping them go to manager and building teams, that builds a fortress within there. So you want to make sure that the deeper those teams are, you're helping them build that. Leadership creates duplication. Develop people, not numbers. I don't know about you, but if there was a difference, if you had 500 people on your team or 500,000 people on your team and you're making the same income, would that number really matter? Right? It really wouldn't, right? It's not about the number of people. It's about the number. It's about how many people I've developed. I'd much rather have a story that I've got 500 people on my team and I've got 10 leaders on my team that are rocking and rolling. They're going with me to Orlando. This is what they're doing. That is a way bigger story than I've got 5,000 people on. Most of them don't do anything, and this. So we're developing people. Depth creates residual income, as there's a lot of people on this Zoom right now that could keep wearing the patch, stay on auto ship, never talk LifeWave again, and they're not going to ever stop making money from LifeWave, right? So depth, you've got to create depth, and that's going to create residual income. But none of those people I just mentioned will ever stop doing that because the depth continues to grow and grow. And strong legs support growth, right? Ken was talking about, two legs, 3 legs, different things like that. We've got to have a lot of different strong legs. So don't just get 2 or 3 people in there and say, okay, now we're good. Keep creating these strong legs to support the growth of your own business, and keep looking for not only just people that come in, but leaders as well. Events create urgency. Hopefully you've heard that a lot from everybody here, that this event, guys, is so important. You're going to see a bunch of videos out on the This Is It team website on the events. You've got to get to this event. You've got to get there, but bigger. And you've heard me talk about this probably in the past. You can't just go there yourself. You're going to be so mad at yourself if you bought a ticket and you get there and you don't have a team of people with you. I just trust me on that. Promotion builds excitement. Guys, the people that win the most in this business are the people that can promote the most in this business. Period. It's so true. I don't care if you're the best presenter in the world. I don't care if you've got the best PowerPoint. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you've got a Lamborghini Countach. That's still a car, right? And you've got X39 wrapped all around it. That doesn't matter. Can you promote people to get to the Saturday trainings, to get to the Monday events, to get to whatever trainings that we're doing, to get to these conventions, right? I love this. It says, you don't sell, events do. You promote to events. Events do the selling on how this business works. Confidence grows through invites. So keep inviting, make a list, keep a list. I do. Keep a list of who said yes, who's still on the fence, who's said no, and why. Keep a list of that. And then last one here, guys, consistency drives attendance on this. I think it's the last 2. All right, so the event-to-event strategy, very quickly to wrap this up, always point to the next event. Always, right? You guys seen this. We just came out of Vegas. We are 100% all on Orlando, and Orlando is months from now. But we got to build that thing up now, because the more we do, the faster we can get that. Events replace explanations, right? You can't go to an event and come back and share with your team how this thing worked. That just dies as soon as you get off the plane, right? They've got to come there with you. Belief grows through exposure. Go to these events, you're going to be exposed to this, and your belief is going to go through the roof. Momentum lives on the calendar. Look at your calendar are you at the events? Are you at the Saturday training? Are you on this? I'll go up to I'm getting ready to do coffee with somebody. I'll listen to a previous Monday call or a Wednesday call, because that momentum, if I'm listening to that, it's on my calendar to watch or listen, boom, that momentum continues to grow. And then plug people in as quickly as you possibly can, as soon as you get these event things here. All right, and then last one here, confidence changes everything. Confidence comes from repetition. You don't need all the answers. I know there's a few people in our business that have felt that. I need to get everything before I do. Get rid of that. You really need to get rid of that. We've got so many amazing people on the This Is It team that get up on stage and just say, look, I don't know how to do this thing, but I just know that I love and care for people, and I'm just going to share it. Right. And so that's the people that are moving and shaking in this. Action builds belief. You want some belief in this thing? Look in the mirror. That's where it is. You just don't worry about results. Worry about actions. Put yourself in the driver's seat. Say, I'm going. I'll see what the results look like. They're going to come, but it requires action to get there. Borrow confidence from this system, right? The system has got explanations. It's got what we're doing here. You've got all the different testimonials. Everything is in there. And then last but not least is certainty beats perfection. Be certain about what this company is, the leadership team that we're on right here is incredible, right? And then obviously part of Steve and Gina's amazing team and this amazing company. Guys, we couldn't be in a better spot. So I'm hoping, I wanted to get this right underneath the time before we had to go there. I'm hoping that you got some, put something in the chat if you got something, a thumbs up, if you got something out of this quick training. But what I want to give you, hopefully you took a lot of notes on this, but the last thing I want to leave you with is, how much time are you spending on the This Is It website, This Is It team website? Or do you hear about it and you send your team to it, but you're not actually going to it? Can I encourage you that you can get so much great information out of that? And why do I say that? Is because I just took 8 of the 10 topics from Network Marketing Keys on the This Is It team website. That's all right there. Every bit of what we just talked about is right there. So if you heard a lot of this stuff and you said, hey, I'm going to take some notes, that's a good idea. I didn't open these up and read everything. I kind of came up with some of my own notes, but I just looked at the headers, and this is kind of what it's done for our business. Guys, that's there. That's there for you. That's there for your team. Use the system. That's what it's designed to do. It's not just to say we have a system. It's a good selling point to bring people in. It's built so you can build your business, and you can help your team build your business too. Awesome. Hey, I'm going to give it back to Greg and Mena and Ken to close this down.
That is absolutely fantastic. Thank you for even pointing out where you got that information from too, because I'm sitting there going, this is a clinic. I got 5 pages of notes, and I'm sitting there going, I couldn't write fast enough. That was absolutely phenomenal. Hopefully you guys were taking notes as well. I'm looking at all this different stuff, talking about, progress, builds belief, the understanding, prospecting, the power of edification, why depth creates stability, promotion creates momentum. All these different things are great topics, and you covered a lot of that. So thank you so much. So Ken, I don't know if you wanted to share anything else and then and finish up with a prayer too. Please, Ken, be able to share anything you'd like to share at the end of this meeting too.
That was a pleasant surprise, Josh. This is it. Oh my gosh, I had no idea. Great job. I was thinking as I was making, I'm like, Josh, where'd you get all this from? You know what I'm saying? And so, and then bam, I was like, oh, that was awesome. Well presented. Great job, Josh. And, and hey guys, once again, the strategy going forward is we're uniting, right? We got Josh's team, we got Greg and Mena's team, we got my team. And it's important that on these Monday nights that we unite together so you can hear more voices. And so it is spectacular. Next week, Greg and Mena, they'll champion the call. And then me and Diana will champion the following week. And so that's how it's going to roll. But you'll see us all on here. And we're so excited to be united with you. And so we do want to close here in prayer. Mena, is there anything else you want to add before we close, or Greg?
Just a reminder quickly, there are all the This Is a Team meetings taking place during this week. So you know where to find that. Go to thisisateam.com for all those meetings. But Wednesday, we have our women's meeting. That's, we love the community of the women coming together. And I know Josh has his meeting on Thursday, which is an in-person event. But yeah, have a great night, everyone, and so grateful to have you all. Thank you, Josh. That was amazing.
Get your tickets.
And
I saw people make comments that they're getting their tickets tonight. Get their tickets tonight, which is awesome.
So excited for those that have already booked their tickets, and if you have not, you don't want to be left out. So go get booked tonight. Early bird price. You don't want to pay for more. Why would you?
No, that's right. So Ken, if you want to finish up.
Yeah, I do. By the way, tomorrow night I won't be doing an X39 presentation. I'm taking Brendan out with Diana, and so it's going to be awesome. So yeah, we're having a great time. So awesome. Yeah. All right, guys. Hey, if you guys want to stand for another 30 seconds, I'm going to close out in prayer. If you got to go, we're so glad that you're partnering with us either way. So let's pray. Heavenly Father, thank you for this amazing call. Thank you for blessing all the leaders. Thank you for blessing Josh and for Greg and Mena, Lord, and all the testimonies, Lord. What a blessing, Lord, to be together, united. And so continue to bless us, Lord. Continue to help us just continue to simplify and to duplicate. And we pray that, Lord, in Jesus' name for this week. Continue to bless David Schmidt. This is it, team, Lord, and we're so grateful to be part of it. And so, Lord, give us favor as we continue to get more people to Unstoppable and get us more people to Hawaii. And so we thank you for this time now. And we love you in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. Awesome.
All right, guys.
Yes. Guys,
great
have
job.
An awesome week. Like I said, call any of us. Like I said, let us know how we can help you grow. Amen. Bless you guys.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.
Bless you guys. Have a wonderful night.